Welcome to East by West Farms, where we grow what we eat and we eat what we grow. In this video, I'm going to talk about invasives and how to push them back. I'm standing here in a patch of Johnson grass. Johnson grass is a highly invasive species that comes from Europe and the Middle East. It's been systematically introduced to the US by a person called Mr. Johnson. It's been taken over all about the southeast and the southwest. We've got quite a bit of Johnson grass here on the farm. My goal is to push that back. We have a bunch of area that is not garden, that is prairie, that hasn't been mowed for a while. We're trying to restore the prairie as much as we can. Johnson grass is a highly invasive, noxious weed here in the state of Texas. It takes over an area. It grows 3 to 6 feet high, which is 1 to 2 meters high, and it crowds out everything underneath it. It propagates to rhizomes. Johnson grass produces a lot of seeds. Ways to control Johnson grass. There's of course the chemical method, spraying the grass, killing all the grasses, and tilling the soil until the Johnson grass is kind of died. That really is not an option for me. I don't have the equipment. I really don't want to spend the chemicals here on the farm. The other thing is grazing. Cows love Johnson grass. That's why it's been introduced here. We don't have cows, we don't have sheep. That's something that we're discussing. The other method is mowing. It takes repeated mowings. Mowing weakens the root system and eventually it gives up and other native plants have the opportunity to grow here. I'm going to use our BCS to cut down the Johnson grass. I've been cutting last week and I noticed that the grass doesn't really cut very well. That's probably because the tension is not high enough, so I need to adjust that. I also noticed too much play in the mechanism. It's supposed to be 0.1 millimeter, which is a very small number in inches. There is a screw inside and a lock nut, so I need to loosen the lock nut first. Screw that in a little bit and then lock the nut again. I need to adjust the tension of this tensioners. That is a screw that pushes this lever down and holds the sickle bar in place. So the only thing I need to do is loosen the lock nut, turn the adjustment nut just a quarter of a turn, and then tighten the lock nut again. I pump out the tire. We're here at the back of the farm, at the edge of the property. There's a little dry creek running to my left. The tank, stock tank, is behind me on this side. Here is a patch of Johnson grass. Let me pull one out here. It spreads like wildfire. Depending how much rain we get, we'll probably have another growth of the Johnson grass. And this is the type of prairie that we're looking for. We've got a large number of different plants. Got some ragweed here, got some briars, we've got some of the feather grass. It's over there some goldenrods that are just about to start flowering in this bright yellow color. The whole prairie is yellow in a few weeks because of the goldenrods. That's what we're looking for as opposed to Johnson grass. We're here on the berm behind the tank. I mowed this area here 2 weeks ago. It has been wee-high Johnson grass and the grass is grown already and starts flowering. In fall, here on the berm, we have blue bonnets setting roots and leaves and then start flowering in spring. So this whole berm is blue with blue bonnets. The BCS is fantastic for that. The nice thing about the two-wheel tractor is that I can move the handle left or right while I'm mowing. So I can get on the slope and mow the slope while I'm kind of below the BCS so it doesn't tip over and fall in the water. I definitely would not try to do anything like that with a four-wheel tractor. So here's an example of why I'm cutting the Johnson grass. Here, for example, is a blue bonnet. They're just about to germinate and start growing roots, and then they start flowering in spring. If I have this whole area covered with 3 or 4 feet high Johnson grass, these little broadleaf plants don't get enough sunshine so that they won't germinate and don't come up. In this video, I showed you how we handle Johnson grass. The goal is to get rid of the Johnson grass. It's going to take a while, it's going to pop up here and there, but I think I mowed most of the patches where we have Johnson grass. And reducing it, weaken the Johnson grass, giving other grasses and flowers an opportunity to grow up and take the area back. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. And if you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button so you get a notification every time we publish a new video.